I just grew up with tuner cars. The guys that I went with raced Hondas, and when you rolled up in this little Econo box, you know, everyone's like, oh, that's just, you know, POS, and it just gets you to work. And then all of a sudden, these guys were beating the Mustang 5.0 or the Camaro IROC. I mean, those cars were fast, you know, and I saw a lot of really good races between imports and domestics. Sometimes the domestics won, sometimes the imports won, and when the imports won, it was kind of like pride. For the aftermarket, the joy is taking a stock car and making it better and making it faster and making it meaner, making it handle better and louder and just plain look cool, that a lot of times you can exceed a factory-built car like a Porsche and kind of modify it, like this one's supercharged and it's got nitrous and it's putting down this much power, so you get a lot more performance. But when you're a doctor, you don't really read into the aftermarket. You just buy what's good in the magazine, that's good out of the box. So you get smoked by something like this, and then you're going, wait, they told me this is like the baddest car in the world, and I just got smoked by some Acura. Once in a while, we come out here and we just do a little bit of testing, which, you know, make some adjustments to the cars and see how they react. The toughest thing about testing is you never know if you're going to go forward or backwards. You have to make small increment changes. Sometimes if you change too much, the whole car changes and you don't know like what change made a difference. So you have to be scientific. You have to know the changes you're making and the effects that those changes made, and you have to be really good with your notes so you know what you like and what you don't like. It's not just one thing that this car has, it's just the overall package. It's built really cleanly. Everything's been changed on it. The body panels, the engine's been modified, the stereo's been changed, the interior's been changed. For the most part, that's how cars are individuals. You know, they become extensions of the owner. It's the guys that just buy the Mustang or the Camaro off the showroom floor that think they're hot, and then they pull up to you and you're like, oh, you've got a puny import. My V8 muscle car will kick your, and then you race and you smoke them and they can't believe they lost because they've got this big 8 and you've got this small V6 or turbocharged 4-cylinder. But guys that are real car heads, they know if they can win or lose. For the most part, I can too. I can look over to a muscle car, an exotic car, and know if it's stock or if it's modified, and know if I'm going to win and I'm going to lose. And even though I might, you know, I know I'm going to lose, I'll still go for it just because it's a challenge. Dai, who drives the car behind me, he's been drifting for about 6 years in Tokyo, and he's just got a natural gift. I think drifters are on the edge of insanity and control. They're always at that limit point of, I'm about to lose it, crash into the wall, yet I want to be at that limit. You know, they want to get as close to the wall as they can. They want to tap the wall, scrape their bumpers on it, rip off banners. They'll go over the limit, crash, just so they know where the limit is.
Most important thing to learn in drifting is you don't need an expensive car. You don't really need anything to start drifting. You could get in anything you want and just go at it. Depending on what track you're at, use tires at a different rate. Willow Springs is very high speed, so a lot of the drift cars actually initiate their drift at 60, 70 miles per hour. We use a pair of rear tires about every 8 laps, which is about every 2 runs that we do. Yokohama ES100. Very good for drift. The competition is very fierce amongst all the drifters right now. United States drifting is just coming into its own. Drifting has been going on in Japan for many years now, so a lot of the US drifters are really battling out right now, trying to be supreme, you know, trying to be #1 at the sport.
One of my buddies, he always says, I love to race the guys that think they can beat me. And then you beat them and you put them to shame. And at the same time, there's just nothing that puts a smile on my face like driving and racing and working on the car to make it faster and better. I get a huge rush out of speed. I get a huge rush from the competition of banging fenders with other people that I'm racing or dragging against someone. And it's just pure joy. It's pure joy for me. And you know, I always say once it's in the blood, you can't get it out, and I think that's absolutely true for anyone that's a gearhead or a racer at heart.
I love drifting! I love racing! Drifting
drifting rolls.